I'm Emma Hill.
Hi, and I'm Judy Connor. Together we've set up a cooperative called ReConsidered. As ReConsidered, we're making things out of what people would normally consider to be waste.
My background's in waste management. I've spent over 15 years working with businesses on waste issues, advising on waste and how to reduce waste, and I've been able to see products right at the end of their life, and it's almost like thinking about design in reverse, wondering why products are designed in such a way that they can't be recycled, and just all those questions in my mind really led us to set up ReConsidered. Just about rethinking materials, rethinking product design so it can have a life at the end of its life, and then using materials at the end of their life to make new products is very much what we're all about.
Our starting point was the fact that 1 million tonnes a year in this country goes to landfill. T-shirts, jeans, scarves. A lot of people just buy things, wear them once or twice, throw them away. Clothing is so cheap relative to our incomes. So we're trying to tackle this problem. I mean, a lot of clothes go to charity shops, great, and get sold again and reused again, that's fantastic. But there's a lot of clothes that the charity shops don't sell, or perhaps people have got clothes at home that they think that you wouldn't be able to sell them in a charity shop, so I can't give them to a charity shop. What do I do? Put them in my dustbin and off they go. But those fabrics can also be made into other things. So the project we're working on is these fabrics are turned into a felt, which at the moment is used in carpet underlay and that sort of thing. But we're trying to think of something of higher value that you can be used starting from this starting point.
There's still a few companies specialising in textile recycling in our area, and I've become fascinated by the whole process, and I've developed a relationship with them through the work I've done working with businesses on waste. So but the process they use is a very mechanical, traditional process which passes the clothing from the waste sorting plant. The lower grades are sorted out and they're taken over to the textile reprocessors, who will pass it through rollers with like pins and hooks in these rollers, and it pulls all the clothing apart into this kind of loosely refiberized product, which then gets laid out on a conveyor belt, and then barbed needles are repeatedly pushed through the fibres, which mechanically bonds them together into this kind of product, which is like a very loosely felted, non-woven, recycled product. We just really like the appearance of it. So what we wanted to do is introduce some of these non-woven products to furniture designers to see what designers actually thought of this material, to see what new uses we could come up with for this fantastic reclaimed non-woven product.
My name's Anthony Hartley. I'm a designer maker from Haworth. I got involved with the project ReConsidered. We wanted a designer to come up with a design for a project, and this is what I came up with. So it was, this is the model. It's just a prototype of what the sofa or the chair would look like. These are the slices of felt that will be stitched together. This is the back. And so they get laid up, and then the rope goes all the way through, and then you end up with a chair, hopefully in that shape.
My name's Tony. I'm from a design company that I run with my wife called Broomheads Homemade, and we're based in Sheffield. We've been invited along to get involved with the project by Emma and Judy to look at different ways of moulding the product and creating furniture that is much more lightweight and kind of low end and accessible. So these sort of things are the same material as used in Anthony's furniture, but we've been looking at different ways that it can be compressed or formed, or adding different materials to it to create kind of sturdy, lightweight structures. that have minimal sort of process and hopefully can feed into this sort of whole idea of the lifespan and recycling of the product at the end of its life.
What we wanted to do with the moulded form, we wanted to look at how you could bind the fibres a bit more so they weren't rubbing off from the final piece of furniture, and so you could make it more rigid and mouldable. So what we were looking at, what sustainable binders that we could put into the sheets. And we're working with York University Green Chemistry Department, and they've devised an expanded starch-based adhesive to bind the fibres and make it mouldable. Not only does it make it flame retardant, but it has, if you heat it up to a certain temperature with steam, it releases its adhesive properties. So in that way we're very much hoping that the fibres can be released at the end of that product life, which will enable us to use them back in the product as a way of recycling the fibres at the end of their life.
So with this design, which is lots of layers of the felted textiles, if parts of it got damaged, you could take parts of it out and replace it. So you can reuse that, and then at the total end of its life, if it's totally worn out, then you can take all the fibres apart, start again from this and build it back up again.